Alright, so Mojang just released another snapshot, and just like last week, it improves this drop quite a lot because they redesigned all Sulfur springs. As you can see, they look so much better. But what are the community's thoughts about this new snapshot? Much better, but still could be improved further. I think this is great. What else would you want? I would have preferred it to be actual generation and even bigger pools which are grouped together like in real life. Pretty sure they don't want to touch world gen. This is done through structures, decorations which are placed after world gen happens. At this point, the spring is no longer just an indicator of where the biome is, and it just becomes an entire biome itself, which would be actually cool and represent real life. Yeah, I like the way it is currently, and if people want larger springs, they can always build their own. I'm personally divided on the sulfur spikes generating on the surface. I think it looks good, but it doesn't make any sense because stalagmites, bottom spikes, are only formed in real life from a stalactite dripping sediment above it. I suppose you could argue that geyser spray forms it? Actually wait, that's brilliant. Are the small bad ones still in the game, or is that just for comparison? Just for comparison. Oh, what a blessing. Finally, they removed those god-awful pimples. Now we're getting somewhere. Progress in the right direction is always nice. These are such an improvement on the weird yellow pimples. They look better now. I like the edges having mixed blocks of tuff, granite, and cinnabar though. So they removed tuff and granite from the caves but added them to the springs? I'm not complaining, I like them, but that decision confuses me. Yeah, it's a bit weird from a consistency standpoint, but visually it actually works pretty well for the springs. Weirdly enough, I was looking up stuff about hot spring yesterday, so I might have a reason why they did this. Tuff tends to form around hot springs because hot springs tend to be where volcanic eruptions and activity occur. Think Yellowstone. So you'll typically find tuff near and around hot springs. However, tuff and sulfur are both results of volcanic activity and are usually found together. However, to my limited understanding, tuff is formed by volcanic ash as tuff rings on the surface. I'm not a geologist or volcanologist by any means. It seems like the way that tuff generates in Minecraft isn't really realistic. You wouldn't get sulfur caves with tuff throughout in real life, which may be why they changed it. I could be very wrong though. If anyone is more knowledgeable on this topic, please correct me, because so many complain how it looked in the cave, which is also why it was added to begin with in the caves. People complain about that too. Quick, add tuff and granite to the surface sulfur springs. We cannot add any more blocks of colors that's missing in Minecraft now. Blood, if they even dare to add new blocks for the springs, they will get 1,000 complaints about them adding useless blocks that are only for decoration. I think they look a lot better. I wonder if the display call on the surface is a bug or intentional. I loaded a random seed and didn't find this until like the third sulfur caves. It might be my seed, but they seem rarer. The glow up is insane. Be careful who you call ugly in middle school. I had something similar happen when the new cave update dropped. Love these surprises. Now they don't look like bursting pimples. Pimples poopers hate the one simple trick. They really upgraded the look because the old comparison was way too accurate before. Okay, now they are way better. I just need them to be a bit more large, and that's all. That's the medium one. I wish they spawn in clumps close to each other above the sulfur biome so they can work as a microbiome made of the structures. I've seen it tested and it does look pretty good. The steam effect really adds to the atmosphere. Love how dynamic it feels. It's better, but I still think they're too small. That's a medium spring. The larger one is larger than the old large spring. I love that Minecraft is adding more features to the world gen and even animal textures. It makes the world feel more alive, like someplace I'd actually like to explore. I love Mojang because they listen, and even though they can sometimes end up with us losing things, it's more positive than not. We've gotten so many new community suggested additions. Now it feels so well rounded. Finally, it's not only a cool idea, but it actually looks good. So yeah, the community is pretty happy about the sulfur springs. And so am I, because they look really bad before. And I'm really surprised they actually listened to feedback. I was really expecting for them to just ignore all the feedback and just release it like that. But I'm glad they listened. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.